Welcome to another deep dive. Today we're looking at, well, a pretty wild week of research logs from Team AI Lab. This is specifically August 3rd through the 7th, 2026.
Yeah, it was definitely an intense week for the algorithms.
Right, and just real quick, a mandatory heads up for you before we start. We are strictly sharing research data logs here.
Yeah.
This is totally non-profit, non-advisory. Like absolutely no trading recommendations are guaranteed.
Exactly. We're just looking in the rearview mirror at market behavior.
Yeah.
Your final investment decisions are, entirely your own responsibility.
100%. So our mission today is to track two specific algorithmic teams. We have the mountain climbers who look for equilibrium and the wave riders who track surging forces. And man, Monday, August 3rd just brutalized both of them.
Oh, it really did. I mean, the mountain climbers hit a season low right out of the gate.
Negative 63.8 points, right?
Yeah, negative 63.8. It was a staggering drop. And to give you a sense of the scale here, by August 5th, the wave riders were lagging the Nikkei 225 by negative 5.5 points.
Wow, negative 5.5 points compared to the index. That is just huge.
It is. In peacetime trading, you just don't see a massive deviation like that. It really makes you wonder if we were hitting a historical turning point in the market, rather than just normal volatility.
Right, because when I see an index contrast that severe, I almost think, well, is the algorithm just broken? It is basically like trying to calibrate a compass inside a magnetic storm.
That is a great way to put it, actually.
Did the code just fail, or was the environment simply moving way too fast for their 10-session logic to even process?
It was definitely the environment moving too fast. The algorithms weren't broken, but they were relying on data from the past 10 sessions to define what is normal.
And normal completely vanished overnight.
Exactly. When the market shifted that violently, their whole baseline was wiped out. They were navigating with a map that was suddenly entirely useless.
Which led to all that early week attrition. But despite that, by Friday the 7th, we actually saw some incredible survivors emerge out of the wreckage.
We did, yeah. It was quite the dramatic turnaround.
I'm looking at the numbers here. And 14 mountain climbers and 15 wave riders managed to survive their 10-session tenure and hold positive points.
Right, and look at Thursday, August 6th. The wave riders secured a massive positive 19.2 points.
Oh, wow. That is a huge bounce back.
Yeah, led mostly by information and communication services and electric appliances.
And then the mountain climbers fought back on Friday, right? They had a 13.8-point exit across services, retail, and air transportation. How did they manage temporary adaptation in such a hostile environment?
Well, it really comes down to adaptation timing. The newer units that were drafted later in the week came in with a fresh 10-session window.
Oh, I see. So their baseline was the new lower environment.
Precisely. The equilibrium logic finally caught up to the surging forces because they weren't anchored to the previous week's highs anymore.
That is fascinating. So looking at the season as a whole, this week was a major watershed moment. The wave riders ended the week sitting at a positive 47.4 points, and mountain climbers ended at 35.0.
Yeah, and it perfectly highlights Team AI Lab's core research philosophy. A brutal week of attrition like this isn't a failure to them.
It is just data for the next round.
Right. The attrition is embraced. It literally becomes an essential stepping stone to refine the logic for the following week.
Which brings up a really provocative thought for you to take away today. If this rigid algorithmic logic requires constant daily drafts just to temporarily adapt and survive a shift like this.
How quickly should we be updating our own human assumptions when our environment shifts?
Exactly. Are you still using last week's map for today's storm? Something to mull over. And remember, again, your investment decisions are always your own call.
Definitely.
If you want to dig into the full, detailed parsing data logs, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Click the link in the video description to visit the Substack and register for a Substack subscription to get all the data. Thanks for joining this deep dive.